Hello everyone, welcome back. So today we're going to be playing Azir, and we'll be continuing our run against the 10-star adventure from the Nightmares campaign. As it turns out, this setup we're running is incredibly busted. So Azir shares all his items with the other champions in my deck, and he shuffles a Renekton and a Nasus in the deck. And since we're running Disciple of Shadows Succubus brand, we can very easily level up both the Azir, the Nasus, and the Renekton all at the same time. And we're combining that with Crown Guard Inheritance in order to rally a bunch of times. And we're often killing the opponents on turn 1. Now that we have picked up Farsight Alteration, we also get all our champions guaranteed at the start of the game. And the Heavy Hands adds extra lethality, so I think we just kill every single encounter on the first turn from now on. But we'll see. We might find some issues in the later encounters, like these mid-bosses might be a problem, and the Heart of the Fluffed is always a concern because we don't really deal well with tall boards. We prefer wide boards instead. Also, Ambessa is here. She also levels up because we're getting a lot of attacks off. Though the hardest part in this deck is definitely the sequencing. We don't really want to waste all of our rallies, but sometimes that just happens. All of these seem pretty bad. The Grumpy Rock Bear adds an extra landmark at the start, which does help progress the Sun Disk. But I don't really need the extra landmark to progress the Sun Disk, and I would much prefer to have the board space, I think. Guess we just take Relentless Force. We don't really have a lot of 6+ cost units, so we don't really proc the Dragon Shire or whatever it's called. Do I want to spend money on rerolls? I think so. We'll go for the bottom path, and I think we can safely take on Draven and Jinx. We are very aggressive, so we can match their level of aggression, and we can very easily remove the board, so maybe we don't have to worry about the opponents killing us very quickly. Also, let's hope the devs haven't changed the Draven Jinx encounter. Most of the time, Draven Jinx just sits on a bunch of pow-pows in hand and they do not play them, even though it would be incredibly beneficial to do so. Let's attack first, like so. I'm going to try and work through Ambessa's level up. We can do Ambessa levels up the Azir with a player, so let's do that. Azir is going to be leveled up, we get the rally off of this. And then we can chain the Renekton after this for a level up on the Renekton and hopefully a kill on the opponent. Can we kill the opponent this turn? Let's try to sequence things properly. Level up the Renekton here. If we play the Renekton, that is. Let's do it. We waste 2 rallies because we'll have both Renekton and Azir going from level 2 to level 3. But it should be fine. Oh. I guess we queued up too many animations at the same time and the game bugged out a little bit. Okay, so let's do a midnight raid first, I think. Soften up the opponent's board with the Renekton. And then we go for the attack proper. Afterwards, once we can drop down the Nasus and level him up. We also killed the Azir, but it's okay. We no longer need the Azir. I think we just killed the opponent on board. We don't even need to play this second Azir. Yeah, we killed the opponent on board. Nice. Yeah, the amount of damage we can dish out with this deck on turn 1 is... it's impressive. It's very impressive. Honestly, when I was checking the duration of the last video, I was kind of impressed. We took like 40 minutes to complete the entire first part, which is about on par. Slightly longer than some of the other champions we've played here. And it's very interesting. We're killing the opponent on the first turn, but we're taking a decent amount of time on it. Let's pick that up. I'll pick up a couple of rerolls here. I want one more. Yeah, one more. Let's go do one more. We'll cut 2 cards in the meditate encounter. But yeah, I guess we spent so much time trying to combo out the opponents on the first turn that we end up taking more time than we would if we just play through stuff properly. This time around we can't reduce the cost of our champions to 0 easily. Like this, I play the Soothsayer, but then I can't kill any of my units. I guess you don't need to kill any of our units right away. We just delay the level up on the Nasus a little bit by doing that, then... Ooh! I didn't even consider this. The opponent's power makes it so when a unit takes damage they get stunned. Well, Azir isn't really going to attack, so sure. Just do this. Haven't leveled up Azir yet. Just yet. Can do this. Let's do it here. Then I guess the summoning of units with the Azir would contribute to the level up. Does this stun the Ambassa, I wonder? I hope not. I guess this... Okay, it does stun the Ambassa, that's unfortunate. I guess we're not killing the opponent in a single turn then, if we can't attack alongside the other champions. This? And then we can do midnight raid. Go for another attack. Keep throwing the Renekton. Then I can do Azir, which levels up both the Azir and the Renekton. We do waste the rally though. Azir stuns the Runeterra here. There is no clean way to level up Nasus here. At the same time we're attacking with a champion or with another champion. So I guess the opponent does get to survive this turn. But I can do this. Attack like so. Deal a considerable amount of damage to the opponent. We'll just drop down the Nasus here. Next turn we'll save the 3 spell mana to go ahead and use the public execution on something, which will level up the Nasus once we attack with it, that is. Like we can do this, for example. The opponent might have interaction, but there's no guarantee that interaction will actually translate into a victory. Impressive opponent, you managed to survive the first turn. We actually would have wasted the rally effect as those levels up here.
Life and death inexorably interwoven.
Levels up twice in fact. So we waste even more rallies.
And the cycle is complete.
Yeah, the sequencing is our greatest issue. But even with the missing of every single possible rally trigger, we are still winning fairly consistently. I guess that goes to show how powerful this setup is. I knew it was good, but I didn't expect it to be this good. Let's roll here. Entrancing Lure and Acton. I guess more copies of champions are always welcome. Though I don't think the extra card draw is that great. Arise with Brainworm, I guess so. It's a card that's already in my deck because it's Azir's champion spell. And I really like Brainworm in general. So sure, let's get it in there. All these are terrible. Let's just keep the Dunekeeper. The opponent has interaction. I might be in for a World of Earth. Oh, what am I saying? Of course the opponent has interaction. He discards his entire hand at the start, so he gets the Super Mega Death Rocket at least, so I'm always taking the 6+2 to everything. And he has the Pow Pows. So he does have that has interaction as well. 2 to everything. Kills the Dunekeeper. Should I do Dunekeeper then? I'm going to do it on the off chance the opponent decides to play something before the Super Mega Death Rocket. Never mind. He plays Super Mega Death Rocket, so no free Azir here. Let's hope this doesn't mess up my game plan too much. We can do it. I'm going to do this to ensure the level up on the Renekton. How close is Azir to leveling up? Azir levels up if we just attack with a single unit. So we're going to unfortunately burn 2 rallies here, but I think this is correct. If we do this, we'll drop down the Ambessa.
Tell the people what you have seen today.
And we can drop down Nasus as well. And while we won't go ahead and
command.
level up the
Witness glory
Ambassa right away, we might still have enough damage to close out the game with Nasus and everything else. Like so. There's Ambassa. Azir is going to die here. If I pull the Nasus. Ooh, he's playing the Pow Pow on the Azir. He's actually playing the Pow Pows for once. Normally the opponent just sits on them for like forever. That might be a mistake though, because now I have a fresh Azir that gets to attack alongside the Nasus. Just drop down the Nasus. Let's see how the opponent responds to this. A board full of champions with double attack. Let's pull here. And I guess everything else is fine. The opponent can block however he wishes. This ensures that Nasus doesn't get to level up. Smart of the opponent to do so. But not really, because as long as Ambassa kills a single unit, we get to acquire Ambassa's Midnight Raid. Which means we get the attack with Nasus anyway. So we Midnight Raid here, Nasus will deal at least 10 damage to the opponent's Nexus, which will level him up. And in turn he will then give us the rally that helps us close out the game.
The sun disk rises and the cycle is complete.
There we go. The opponent actually didn't have enough to deal with all of this aggression. The extra drawing from the Renekton might be a problem though. Azir's deck on level up is only 15 cards, so there is the real possible risk of us taking ourselves out. Haunted Relic is interesting. Three units right at the start. Or do I want the Emperor's Guard? Now let's reroll. Grifter's deck. This card, I'm pretty sure already has the Grifter's deck by default, doesn't it? Like when you level up Azir and Azir creates a bunch of cards from the Emperor's deck that have items on them. Ascended Skull already has this by default, but sure, let's pick it up. Just in case. Here, card cutting. Sandcrafter maybe? I don't really like the Emperor's Guard either. Shop, item chest, healer. We might get a champion offered here, can we? I'm not sure. Either way, I think we're going for the bottom path for the epic power potentially. Ooh, right, I completely forgot we had iterative improvement in our deck. Yeah, let's get it out of here. It's not that great. And then the next card cut costs 300. That's a bit too expensive. I want to spend money on an epic power. I guess we'll have to run with the Ascended Skull for a little bit. We kind of just traded a bad spell for an even worse one, didn't we? At least the other card was vaguely playable because it was cheap. Ascended Skull will just sit in my hand for the entire game and it will just do nothing for us. Like, when are we even getting to 10 mana to play that spell? The answer is probably never. Let's get the Dune Keeper going. This will turbo level up the Azir. So the correct choice is probably Ambassa first. Yeah, Azir is already at 9. If we attack with this, we guarantee the level up when we play the Ambassa. So this is correct. And then we have the Renekton coming up. Let's try to chain our rally effects properly. I could even potentially attack with the Azir, killing him in the process, but at the same time ensuring that nah, there's no need. Ensuring that the Azir doesn't proc his third level up or his level up to level 3, so we get more value out of the rally. Let's do Renekton. Renekton has some extra value, gets some extra value out of the Midnight Raid.
Embrace your demise.
The fury within me cannot be contained. Power to shape the world at my fingertips.
The opponent only has 38 health, so yeah, we didn't need to squeeze out every single ounce of value out of our champions. We can just do Nasus here. We killed that an additional 2 units. Let's get the Azir down. Come on. And now we win. None of the opponent's units can really block the Nasus because of the fearsome, so yeah, we get to strike twice with Nasus, that's 20 damage guaranteed. So we only needed to do 18 combined with that, so we have more than enough. And we even had the Midnight Raid after this and the additional attack. Yeah, we have more than enough damage. The main problem is when we can't freely attack with our champions because the opponent's board is too tall. Like I said, Heart of the Fluff might be a problem because of that. A leveled up Nasus solves the problem of the Heart of the Fluff though, because all of the portals get set to 0 attack, and 0 attack units just get converted into a 0 attack Heart of the Fluff. Spider Fang +1/+1 fearsome, and I'm a spider. I guess so. It's a card that's already in my deck, and we summon one for free at the start of the game. All of these seem pretty bad. Lethality. Lethality can help with our, well, lethality. I'm pretty sure if we reroll here we get the next epic power. Let's just take the guaranteed good good card or good power. Then again, the damage halving might well, the 1 extra damage might change some breakpoints when it comes to the damage halving, so it's probably not terrible. I'm going to keep a Azir, I don't care. We already draw so many cards at the start anyway. We don't even need to properly have what's it called? An additional play alongside the Azir. We can just do this. this just to get an additional unit from the Azir summoning a Husk. How close is Azir to leveling up? This summons 2, 3, so yeah, Azir doesn't level up off of this, but Renekton does, so we get to get the chain going. Seven, 2 units results in a level up. This summons 1. If the opponent decides to block with one of the portals, he summons another. This only works if the opponent decides to block. Let's hope he does. Perfect. We get to level up Azir then. Wait, no? Oh, we don't have board space, right? Completely forgot about that. Fortunately we drew the Rictus. We drew a 2-drop. So we do get to level up Azir off of this.
Tell the people what you have seen.
We're going to burn a bunch of cards here. We're drawing a copy of every single one of our champions. Yep. And it's only going to get worse once Renekton attacks again. Let's do Ambessa. Do Rene or Nasus. I'm going to do Nasus as well. Ambessa is nowhere near close to leveling up. Then we do Azir as well.
Your emperor has returned.
Keep growing the Nasus. Can do Ruthless Predator actually to ensure proper blocks. I don't think it's necessary though. Pull here just to proc Ambessa's level up or Ambessa's effect. We actually sequenced this wrong. Renekton is going to make us burn Ambessa's effect because he strikes twice and draws us 2. Oh, we actually had enough hand space. Never mind. We also had enough damage to kill the opponent too. This deck kind of just plays itself. I was definitely running the wrong setup on Azir before. I think I was running like double Stalker's Blade and the relic that makes your champions cost or your other champions cost 2 less and gives all champions +1/+1. It was something like that. Because you could, I thought you could chain multiple champions together, and while you could, you definitely can do that significantly better with this, and with the benefit of rallying every time you play a champion. Does the opponent have a lot of removal? He is playing Noxus, so he probably has removal. I wonder if I commit a champion onto the board right away, or if I play something else first. Because I'm kind of tempted to just do Soothsayer first, to see what the opponent does first.
A little puncture and
Okay.
a lot of pain. Fang's turn.
Maybe this was correct. Right, the opponent has Ravenous Flock, so we can deal 8 to a damaged unit. That can be a very big problem. Let's do Azir. Maybe damaging our own units baits the opponent into playing
I've returned.
Ravenous Flock into one of them.
I love the smell of mushrooms in the morning.
It appears like so. Okay, I think this is fine. The unfortunate part is the opponent did override the one unit he had that had it vulnerable, so we can't properly attack with the Azir alongside something else. We have to commit the Ambassa first. Yeah, the second Ravenous Flock in hand. That messes up my plans a lot. We can still rally with the Renekton.
Embrace your demise.
We can commit Renekton onto the board like so. He levels up. Reduces the countdown on the Sun Disk. We can do Nasus here as well. No, Nasus is 1 mana.
Embrace
That's
your
a bummer. I guess we're not proccing the Sun Disk this turn.
Embrace your demise. All by my hand.
Let's do this. Midnight Raid.
Die with honor.
One just blocks.
Embrace your demise.
Well, we can do Nasus next turn.
My board.
The opponent might have a champion here. No, but he is making me burn cards. Yeah, this levels up this procs the buried Sun Disk, I think. We can just summon the Rictus to do so. Restore our mana, level up both the Nasus. No, not the Nasus, but at the very least the Renekton, which in turn gives us a rally effect. We burn the Azir, so that's all of our Azir is gone. Actually, no. Without Azir we don't transform our deck, so we still have our Azirs in deck. The opponent's refusing the attack. Let's do a second Rictus. Try to empty our hand. I want Ambassa's Midnight Raid. This ensures the Nasus level up as well. Actually no, it doesn't because Nasus is not large enough to level up. But it turns out we don't need Nasus to be large enough to level up. On strike on the opponent's Nexus, we just have enough damage as is. What's our reward? Frost Spikes, blue buff. I'm going to take blue buff just because if we avoid spending all of our mana on the first turn, we can play a public execution on the first turn. And maybe change some spells off of this as well. Makes our hand a bit easier to empty out. Makes it so we can play more cards on the first turn. Yeah, that's definitely going to be good. What a run. Definitely very powerful. We'll see how it fares against the harder encounters though. But that will be it for today. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye. Till then.